The truth, of course, is Jeremy Corbyn has not been banned from standing as a Labour MP because of his poor record at the last election. People have had poor records at elections. Miliband did, and he is still a Labour MP. And of course, Jeremy Corbyn also had, previous to that bad election, he also came closer than any Labour Party in 15 years to power, and certainly had one of the best results in 2017, when there was that groundswell of public opinion behind him. And he would have become Prime Minister had it not been for the likes of Sir Keir Starmer and his Labour Party buddies who kneecapped him again and worked against him and lent into this smear that he was an anti-Semite. And that's what this is all about. The reason that Jeremy Corbyn has been ejected by the Labour Party is because of racism. But not because Jeremy Corbyn is a racist. Because Keir Starmer and the UK Labour Party unequivocally support Israel. And Israel is an apartheid state. Corbyn has been ejected to the party because of racism, but he's not a racist. He's been banned because he opposes apartheid. And apartheid is racist. And that's what this all comes down to. And Sir Keir is laying down the law here to everybody in the Labour Party and anybody who wants to join in or stand as a politician. If you don't lay down on your knees and pay fealty to an apartheid state and always stand up for it no matter what, like Sir Keir will, then you are not welcome in the Labour Party. Essentially, you will be ejected from the Labour Party for opposing racism, because that's what apartheid is. It's racism. It's racism against Arabs. It's racism against Palestinians, who, by the way, are Semites. So to call it anti-Semitism is ridiculous. And that's why Sir Keir Starmer has banned Jeremy Corbyn from the party, because there was years of a smear and to undermine Corbyn and to call him a racist. But he can't get rid of Corbyn. Corbyn wouldn't go away. He has to keep doing this, Starmer does, because otherwise it was either all a scam all along and Jeremy Corbyn is not a racist and never was, or there was never a hint of it, and it was all a scam and it was all people trying to hijack their own party to stop Jeremy Corbyn becoming Prime Minister, or Keir Starmer allows anti-Semites in the Labour Party. One of those two things now. He's caught between a rock and an even harder rock, and he's put himself there. I've got no sympathy for the guy whatsoever. Jeremy Corbyn has been ejected quite simply because he supports Palestinians and Palestinian rights. And you can't support Palestinians and the human rights of Palestinians and still be in Keir Starmer's Labour Party. So if you're still in the Labour Party, I have to ask you, if you're still in the Labour Party, and there are a smattering of good people, I would say, in there, why? Do you support apartheid too? Do you support racism? So why are you in Labour then? It's strange. Remember, this is a party that ignored findings of both the Ford report and the Al Jazeera documentary, based on the largest leak of documents in political history in the UK by a major global outlet. No matter what you think about Al Jazeera, it is a major global outlet. And so far, nobody has sued Al Jazeera, so it must be true, otherwise they would have sued them, right? Remember, that documentary found that the Labour Party operated, quote, a hierarchy of racism in its party. And as Alexis Sale says here, it's absurd to see people who have spent a lifetime standing against racism being accused of racism by racists. And then, after all that, and all the victimisation and all the column inches that have been written about Jeremy Corbyn being a supposed anti-Semite, and it was weaponised against a political opponent. Racism, weaponised against a political opponent by people in your own party to hijack you, nonetheless. The hypocrisy is astounding. They were found to have a hierarchy of racism against black, Asian and ethnic minorities, and against Jewish people as well, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody in this country wants to talk about that. Don't you find that strange?